Please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times and hold on to all your belongings. The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or you need to use a restroom, pull the cord to get my attention and I'll be back to help. There is no smoking of any kind during the tour. And be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden trap movements, fire effects, and many, I repeat, many water effects. You want to have your phones and cameras out for pictures, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while on board the tram. And to kick off our 60th anniversary celebration, here's our master of ceremonies and the host of The Tonight Show, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world's famous studio tour. I know what you're thinking, why the tux? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
On March 15th, 1915, our founder, Carl Laemmle, invited guests into the studio for the first time to watch silent movies being made. Guests could walk from set to set and marvel at the new technology involved in filmmaking. But with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on the set, the original walking tour ended. Then in the 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and Jay Stein, executives Jay Stein and Al Jaworski, an idea of reviving the studio tour returned when the Gray Line bus tours originating in Hollywood made a stop at arcades. And then on July 15th, 1964, the first of our red and white candy striped glamour trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour of the Universal lot. The Universal Studio Tour was born. We started with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller operating out of a trailer on Lancashire Boulevard. From there, we expanded with one-of-a-kind Hollywood elements like the Burning House and the Rock Slide, which were in this area of the plot in the 1970s and 80s. And on your left, you can see the expansion at Universal Studios does not stop. We are adding a new roller coaster. It's going to be called Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, opening in 2026. Yes, we got some very excited Fast and Furious fans. I'll see you in a year and a half, y'all. You better be front row. And also on that day, also on March 15th, 1915, Carl Laemmle founded Universal City. He called it the strangest city in the world because its sole purpose was just to make movies. But just like any city around the country, on your right you'll see Universal's very own fire station. That's Fire Station 51. And today you are on our newest version of the tour vehicle, the electric tram. It is part of our commitment to building a zero-emissions studio tour fleet. And I know some of you are very excited to wear those 3D glasses right now, but you don't have to wear them right now. Take them off. You'll see the whole world around you is in 3D. I'll tell you when to put them on. You won't be able to see it. Anyway, the Universal lot is divided into 2 sections. The first section is the front lot. The second section is the back lot. We will be visiting the front lot first. It's made up of offices and massive warehouse-like buildings called sound stages. You'll see the largest soundstage on your left here at Universal. This is Soundstage 12. It's been home to many productions over the years, such as Frankenstein, Dracula, Scarface, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Soundstage 12 was home to the massive visitor center set from the first Jurassic Park. You can see it on your screens. And right now we're going in between the studio on your left and the theme park on your right. That's Super Nintendo World on your right. This area on your right was home to many guest experiences in the 1960s, like a tour. Guests were able to tour the office of Edith Head, a costume designer, and the dressing room of Lucille Ball. In the 1980s, this area on your right was home to the Preview Center. But on your left, the sound stages 7 and 8, recently used for the Peacock series Bel Air. And here are the stars of Bel Air, Jamari Banks and Ollie Charlatan, to tell you more about the front lot.
We're leaving the theme park behind and entering the front lot where real Hollywood magic is made. How? Well, inside the sound stages that surrounds us, we can create any kind of environment the script demands.
For the past 60 years, studio tour visitors have driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination could take you. even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air.
When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with excited guests as they drive by.
So, keep an eye out.
You never know who
Or what?
you'll see on the studio tour.
You can catch Bel Air on NBC's streaming service Peacock. You can also stream the Olympics. The opening ceremonies just happened. Celine Dion sang in the Eiffel Tower. It was pretty awesome. But we are now entering what we call a quiet zone. They're filming a new TV show, and these sound stages coming up on your right, Soundstage 16. So I have to hop off the mic, and I'll put this graphic on your screens, but keep your cameras out. You never know who or what you may see. We are out of the quiet zone, and on your left, here on the front lot, you'll see these bungalows. These are production bungalows, offices to people behind some of your favorite movies and TV shows. On your left, you'll see a sign on parking spot V5 that says Kevin Williamson. You may not recognize his name, but you know his work. He is the creator of the Scream franchise, and he is back to direct Scream 7. That's right, there's 7 Screams about to come out. And he also made Dawson's Creek. On your left, you'll see a sign that says MP and the Wicked logo next to it. That's Mark Platt Productions. They're adapting the hit Broadway musical Wicked to the big screen. And on your left, Bungalow 5195, which was once the office to Alfred Hitchcock. Coming up on your left, you'll see some of our newer sound stages. Soundstage 25, currently being readied to be used for the 3rd season of Lopez vs. Lopez, a sitcom that stars George Lopez and his daughter Mayan. And next door in Soundstage 26 is a new TV show that's premiering this fall. It's called St. Dennis Medical. It's going to star David Alan Grier and Wendy McClendon Covey of the Goldbergs. St. Dennis Medical takes place in a hospital. It's a workplace comedy, and much like Superstore, and all the hospital interiors are built in the Soundstage 26 on your left. But what happens if they need to film on the outside of the hospital? This doesn't look like a hospital on the outside. Well, they're very lucky because they're very close to the Universal backlot and the Metro sets on your right. And welcome everyone, we are about to visit the Universal backlot. You're seeing the Metro sets on your right, the largest exterior sets here at Universal. They're around 4 acres large. Can stand in for any city, big or small, depending on the production. Currently, you're going to get a sneak peek at St. Dennis Medical on your right. No one else has seen this exterior, this big brick exteriors, only for St. Dennis Medical. Many of the sets here can become unrecognizable depending on the production, but we are now heading to one of the most recognizable sets on the backlot. We are heading to Courthouse Square, used as Hill Valley in Back to the Future.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley in the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it'd be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour? See you in the future.
Let's get this to 8.8 miles per hour, John. And welcome everyone to Courthouse Square. On your left is Doc Brown's Time Machine. To tell you more about what's filmed recently in Courthouse Square, Yeah, let's throw it back to Leah Thompson.
Great Scott! It's time to go back to the future. This famous line, along with "Isn't he a dreamboat?" were uttered right here at Courthouse Square, aka Hill Valley, from 1985's Back to the Future. Courthouse Square was also used in Bye Bye Birdie and To Kill a Mockingbird long before my son ever saved the clock tower. And glamour trams have been passing by this same set since 1964. Take a look at some recent productions featuring this iconic location.
Hey, Dor, are you bringing your dolls to school?
It's the 90s. Times are changing.
Many of the facades that you see in Courthouse Square were built in the 1940s. But the rest of the Metro sets were redesigned and rebuilt in 2008. And we are entering the Big Apple, the big city. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. This is the New York Street. This area of the back lot, was home to a classic studio tour attraction. To tell you more is Mr. Jack Black.
And self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana breath. Is that it? Can't believe that's my last line, and then tram moves on to the next thing.
Yes, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man. They filmed some of the Spider-Man movies here. Spider-Man 2, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire. This theater on your left was where Mary Jane was performing The Importance of Being Earnest. This is where Peter Parker tried to go see the play, and he was denied entry by a very rude usher played by Bruce Campbell. Now, the sets here on the Metro, here at the Metro sets, employ a technique called force perspective. It tricks your eye into thinking that these buildings are very tall. So if you're close to the outside of the tram, take a look on your right and your left. The ground floor doors and windows look like they're the same size around the doors and windows. They're 100% to scale, like you'd see in your day-to-day life. But with every floor you go higher, the features of the buildings get 15% smaller. It tricks your eye into thinking that these buildings are very tall when in fact they're only 50 feet tall. And with your eyes, we perceive in 3 dimensions. So force perspective doesn't really work that well, but if you have a camera, we all do, on your phone, whip it out. They're built for cameras because they capture images in 2D. So that's how force perspective works here on the Metro sets. Now, many of the sets have played different cities in many productions, including London for Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. They used New York Street as London. How they make it look like London? They put red phone booths on the sidewalks, and they had red double-decker buses drive up and down the street, and they hung Union Jack flags on the buildings to make it look like London for Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. And as we go up the hill, you're going to see 2 retired studio tour attractions, the Collapsing Bridge and the Runaway Train. The Collapsing Bridge was a mechanical effect that the trams used to cross. The hydraulic support beams would split and the bridge would seem to collapse. The Runaway Train was originally located in our western sets and used to hurtle towards the tram and come to a screeching halt. Both of these effects you see on your right were made for the studio tour over 50 years ago. And hi everybody, this is the only time you get to see the whole tram. Oh yes, you got that drink all the way in the lower lot? You still have some left? I'm proud of you. That is self-control, girl. I'm proud of you. Happy Olympics. Well, folks, we have left the concrete jungle behind. We are heading towards the real jungle. We are going to Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker.
Action!
I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, you know, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Before we hit the Skull Island, I'd like to remind everyone to please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times and hold on to all your belongings. Our adventure to Skull Island will get bumpy, so hold on to your things, especially if you're on the outside of the tram. And please, no flash photography. King Kong really does not like flash photography. King Kong 360 3D! Woo! You did it! You survived Skull Island. If it's your first time on the studio tour, you really thought you're just gonna stare at buildings the whole time? This is Universal Studios, y'all. If you got spit on by a dinosaur, it's okay. Just rub it in. It's great moisturizer. I'm actually 75. You can hold on to your 3D glasses and take them off. Take them off. You don't need to wear them right now. They make for terrible sunglasses. We'll tell you when to put them back on. What you just experienced was projected on some of the world's largest 3D projection screens. Those screens stand at 40 feet tall and are 180 feet wide. Peter Jackson collaborated with a visual effects company called Weta Effects. They've created visual effects for many productions like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and the HBO series The Last of Us, and they've won their 7th Oscar for working on Avatar: The Way of Water.
With a project studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where people are looking. They're looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
And we briefly returned to the Metro sets, but coming up on your right, when we do leave the Metro sets, you're going to see a massive mural dedicated to the Universal Monsters. This is made entirely out of spray paint and made by artist Tristan Eaton.
And an instrumental part of the process of designing it, was getting to go to the Universal Archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind making movies. But I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding and graffiti and comic books.
If you're a fan of The Voice, coming up on your left are Soundstages 30 and 31, which they just filmed the blind auditions for season 26 and 27. You can see the Voice logo underneath Soundstage 30. And you wonder where they hold all the audience members? Look at these tents and chairs on your right. That's where they keep them before they escort them over to the sound stages to watch many of those performers sing their hearts out. And coming up on your left, you'll see a big body of water. This is what we call the Hollywood Ocean. And here in 1973, we added the parting of the Red Sea to the studio tour. The star of the film, The Ten Commandments, made an appearance to part the waters for our guests. The tram drove right through the lake and gave everyone on board a sea-level view. There have been torpedoes, exploding water mines, and prop submarines as part of the action in the lake.
This tram is overloaded. Tell them they can walk on water. It's part of the tour.
The Hollywood Ocean was also home to The Creature from the Black Lagoon. The Creature of the Black Lagoon is celebrating an anniversary of its own this year. The 3D classic was released 70 years ago. The Creature is part of Universal's long history of horror and monster movies that really started with Dracula in 1931, and it's continuing with Dark Universe, a new land opening in Universal Epic Universe in Orlando next year. Many of those first monster movies were filmed here in this area we call Little Europe. But some of you might recognize Little Europe, as it spent a few seasons as the afterlife in the NBC comedy The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this.
You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going.
This yogurt shop, hey Dreama, this yogurt shop you see on your screens has been restored to how it looks like on The Good Place. Here it is on your left. It's done special for the 60th anniversary.
A place?
Okay, well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
The Good Place stars Kristen Bell, Tony nominee William Jackson Harper, Jamila Jamil, Manny Jacinto, and Ted Danson. If you're a fan of the Princess Diaries movies, Little Europe played Genovia for the Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. You just went out the parade route from that movie. Go watch it again. It's Little Europe. Hey, next time you visit Genovia, you should try the pears and cheese. I hear it's delicious. Yeah, the parade route and the parade scene with young Abigail Breslin as an orphan, that was filmed right here in Little Europe. I'm too little, too people out. Speaking of royalty, Little Europe was used for the Disney's adaptation of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella that starred Whitney Houston, Brandy, and Paulo Montalban. And y'all, Paulo Montalban and Brandy are back as Prince Charming and Cinderella for the new Descendants movie. It's like #1 in streaming right now, folks. My millennial heart is beaming. But we have a special set visit for all of you. We're going inside Soundstage 50. If you've taken the tour before, you know this never happens. This is a real set visit, folks. You don't need 3D glasses. We're showing you a real Hollywood set inside a soundstage. Please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Hold on to all your belongings. We don't want to leave any presents for the crew when they return to work tomorrow, because I think they're done for the day. You can see all the equipment is laid out on your left. Looks like they were filming a heist scene, yes. You can see the director's chair cars 1 and 2. They were filming a heist scene before they wrapped for the day, but this is a subway set in San Francisco. Oh my gosh. It's okay, don't worry, I'm from California. This is a tremor, it's nothing. Oh! Okay. I don't think this is a tremor. This might be the big one, hold on! Oh no! The roof collapsed! Call 3! Says we don't need no water, let that truck burn! Oh, here comes the train! Come on, look out! Oh, this can't get any worse! Oh, it's gotten worse! On your right! Based on the 1974 disaster movie of the same name. First one opened 25 years ago in 1999. Since we opened with a new makeover for our 60th anniversary. Now, seems like a lot of you are not from California. If you're not from California, what you just experienced was a simulated 8.3 on the Richter scale. And if you are from California, that was fun day. Well, folks, we are at the halfway mark of the World Famous Studio Tour. I want to remind you this studio is private property. If at any time during the tour you drop your phone or you need to use a restroom because that butterbeer is starting to hit, pull the red cord to get my attention and I'll be back to help. But please remain seated. I don't know about y'all, but I was so shaken from earthquake. I need a break. So let's take a break at the beach on Amity Island from Jaws. Yes, I know, they had a shark problem recently, but guess what? They just caught the shark. My friend George caught the shark today, so the mayor just reopened the beach. And there it is on your right, there's the shark Jaws caught. But just in case, George is scuba diving in the water next to that police boat. But I don't think there's anything to worry about. Oh, you know, you hear that music. Oh no! Oh no! There's another shark! It's going straight for George. We need to warn George. On the count of 3, shout George. 1, 2, 3, George! George, get back in the boat. Get back in the boat, George! Oh no, George! And he was 2 days for retirement. Oh my goodness. Don't worry kids. That's not blood, that's Fanta. George likes to pack Fanta on his dives. He's fine, don't worry about him. We need to worry about you. Oh, quick thinking, John. Let's hide our guests behind these massive barrels of gasoline. This will be a great idea on this 87-degree day. Surprise, surprise. Wow. Surprise, surprise. Jump scare, it's Jaws! You just survived an encounter with Jaws! Now, despite popular belief, Jaws is not a great white shark. Surprising. No, get a good look at Jaws on your right. Once you get a good look, you'll realize that Jaws is a plastic shark. Is this on? Get a good look at Jaws. Look, it's so talented. Just in time for the Olympics. It's the only shark in the world that can do the backstroke. Now, our shark here has been terrifying guests 20 times an hour since 1976. It's a classic attraction, and we are now heading to get another classic attraction. It's our weather demonstration. To tell you more is today's show co-host and weather anchor, Mr. Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968.
Once we get into position, we'll get the weather demonstration started on your left. The lightning on your left, created by strobe lights. The thunder you hear coming from speakers close by. We call that live playback. But what is a lightning and thunder without a little rain? Here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we use only the most advanced, most expensive rainmaking technology available in the business. We call them sprinklers. Very high-tech, very expensive. We put the sprinklers on top of buildings, along the tree line, on telephone poles, shoot the water out, and gravity brings it back down. Now, usually you have to backlight the rain at an angle, but the sun is shining perfectly so you can actually see the raindrops. But I think this is enough rain, my friends in the control booth. Let's turn it off. Oh no, too much rain. It's a flash flood. Take cover, remain seated. Oh my goodness. I forgot to warn you, if you're sitting in a blue seat, you might get red. Major look, they're all blue. Here's a flash flood as seen in the comedy Make That Liar.
You cannot run a wildcat! Yeah, we'll see about that. Hang on, funny
Lady Gaga did better with the flash flood for her music video for Judas. She stood in the middle of that flash flood in 8-inch heels, which is impressive, because I can only do it in 6. And oh, poor George, he's at it again. It's like Groundhog's Day. He too dies 20 times an hour. But now we are heading towards our residential area with the back lot on your left. You'll see this house with a green roof. That was used in To Kill a Mockingbird. That was Boo Radley's house. Boo Radley played by young Robert Duvall. And coming up on your right is the Chicken Ranch, first built and used for the best little whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh my goodness, did Eric just say that word? Well, I'll say it again. Texas. And next door to that house is not another house. As we go up the hill, you'll see it's not a complete house. It's only partially a house. That's what we call a facade. You only have to build what the camera sees. And my Back to the Future fans, you'll recognize these signs on your left. These are the Line Estate signs. The Line Estates is where Marty McFly and his family lived in the Back to the Future trilogy. Now, these signs are replicas that were made for the 30th anniversary of the first film. One of the executive producers of Back to the Future is Steven Spielberg, the great Steven Spielberg. Steven has a long, illustrious history with Universal Studios, and it started way before he started directing for the studio. It started the very early days of the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days there weren't trams, there were buses called the Grey Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot. and had the most amazing day of my life.
Well, he pretty much does own the lot because we're entering one of the most massive sets from the backlot from one of his movies, the 2005 Paramount picture War of the Worlds. On your right is a full-size decommissioned 747. Production purchased this airplane from an airplane graveyard in the Mojave Desert. They chopped up the plane into 4 sections, put each section on a flatbed truck, and brought it here to the Universal backlot. This plane only cost production $60,000 to purchase from that airplane graveyard, but it cost them an additional $200,000 to bring it over here to the backlot. Wow, $200,000. They always get you with the shipping and handling, folks. This airplane has been used for other productions, like a skit for the sketch comedy show Key and Peele, and an episode of the TV show Community. As we leave the airplane behind, on your right, we're gonna see the Psycho House used in Alfred Hitchcock's horror classic. And on the second floor, you can see Norman Bates' mother, Norma. There she is. Hey, Norma. Look at her, mothering so hard. She likes to sit up there and watch Norman run the Bates Motel. And on your right, you'll see our official replica of LA's most iconic landmark, the Hollywood sign. Now, the first few decades of the studio tour, Hallmark was a stop at Prop Plaza where guests could disembark the tram and take pictures with iconic sets and cars and props from their favorite movies and TV shows. Well, for the 60th anniversary, we brought that experience back, folks. Get ready to hop off the tram and roam around the Bates Motel. This is a limited time stop, folks. Gather up all your things, including your 3D glasses. Once I open the gates, watch your step, head towards the front of the tram, and head towards that restored vintage glamour tram. You'll be able to take pictures with the Hollywood sign, the Bates Motel, and on the other side we have picture cars from the Fast and Furious. We have Jaws and King Kong. Have fun, folks. You'll be boarding a different tram with a new guide. I'm gonna miss y'all. Oh, hey, unless you book us to the other side and hop back on the tram.
Earlier, that was my bad. Thank you so much. I'm new here. I've only been here 10 years. You got some folks in the front row and then some folks here in the second row, I think. You guys got them? You guys are good? Okay. I think that was just the back row. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm new here. Only 10 years I've been here. Guys, okay, we're heading on out. Now, I was talking about Bruce the Shark Jaws. Now again, anticipation, fear, terror. A lot of movies are utilizing that technique today and have for the last several decades, especially filmmaker Jordan Peele. He's the director behind movies like Nope, Get Out, and well, here he is.
I remember going to Universal Studios when I was 12 years old, feeling this feeling of wonder. You know, one of my first trips at Universal Studios, seeing the Jaws ride. One of my favorite movies of all time. Just feeling like, that's him. That's the Jaws. But I don't even know if that is the Jaws.
It's not.
I hope it is.
Oh.
Sharing a space with Hitchcock and Spielberg, I couldn't be more proud.
Now, one of Jordan Peele's dreams was actually to have a set of hits featured on the studio tour, and after making his movie Nope, we delivered. I mean, we literally delivered the sets here from Santa Clarita, where they were originally built. Designed by Ruth DeYoung, the production designer behind Oppenheimer. Jupiter's Claim was built in Santa Clarita, but we reassembled it right here for the studio tour.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, a little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of no.
Like Jaws does a wonderful job of using anticipation sound score to terrify its audience. And if you haven't seen it, all I'll say is don't look up. You all look dumb. All right, Alan, I think it's time for us to get out. Go ahead, let's peel on out of here. Okay, I'm done. No, actually, really, we're done. We're almost coming to the conclusion of the studio tour, folks. Now, the original conclusion to the tour was actually what we called the Doomed Glacier Expedition, better known as the Ice Tunnel. Featured in an episode of The $6 Million Man with Lee Majors and Andre the Giant as Bigfoot, the tram itself would actually climb to an imaginary elevation of about 12,000 feet. The only way back to the theme park was through the ice tunnel, where the slightest sound could trigger an avalanche. It always did, causing the walls to spin and the tram to tilt along with a Hollywood special effect. Today, though, folks, the newest conclusion from tilting to drifting, Fast and the Furious Supercharged. We're headed into Sullivan's Truck Repair, where our story begins. In fact, I'm gonna let the cast, the crew, the family take it away. Let's roll sound, roll camera, action.
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason that guy uses a nightlight. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Khan from the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle.
Wait, what?
And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out.
This vehicle?
Shaw's as ruthless as they come. He'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target.
Who's his target?
Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, Stink Pickle.
I'm so tired of you snake guys stepping in and just whatever you feel like. Don't you?
My name is Roman Pierce.
My buddy Hans asked us to stash you in the show for a while. Brought you in our secret spot.
Your secret spot? Roman? Y'all got one of the LA's hottest line dancing parties going on in here. Okay, you know what? For a secret spot, I'm starting to feel like a lot of people know about this place. Yo, FBI, should we follow you or should we? Okay. Hi, can somebody tell me what we're doing?
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party, and where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Family?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of it.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Alrighty, folks, now I just got word apparently Owen Shaw has some facial recognition software tracked on this tram in order to find his witness. So let's go ahead and try and protect that witness by covering our faces with those 3D glasses. Yep, you heard me correct. Now's the time to go ahead and put on those 3D glasses as we pull on into the basement level of Jurassic Parking. Hey, wait a minute. I parked my car here this morning. Wait, where's my car? Sorry, what was that, Al? I'm sorry, you want me to stop talking on the microphone? Why? It's kind of my job. Oh, so my amplified voice doesn't accidentally get Owen Shaw's attention? You know what? That makes sense. Sorry, what? It's too late. Oh.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
I don't know. I just met these people.
This is our turn.
Let's get out of here.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's your turn.
Wait, what? Everybody hold on! No, you hold on!
Fast and the Furious Supercharged. Speaking of how. Why do you drive like that, man? And with no hands. Impressive. Y'all, that was Fast and the Furious Supercharged. The newest conclusion to the studio tour added back in 2015. And you heard me correctly. The world famous studio tour is coming to an end. Oh.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind-the-scenes look at a movie studio in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
And thank you all for celebrating 60 years with us. The Diamond Anniversary is special to us because the studio tour really is where it all began for Universal Destinations and Experiences. We started in the summer of 1964 with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and have expanded into so much more. Including 7 theme parks around the world, entertaining millions of guests. If you have been to any Universal theme park anywhere else, it's because of us. I'd of course like to acknowledge all of our drivers, our guides, and our ambassadors who've helped make the studio tour world famous. And of course, our annual pass members, thank you so much for being one. If you want to become one, stop by the box office, find out how you can do just that. Come back, visit us again and again and again and again. Be sure to download the Universal Studios Hollywood app. That's the best tool for your day. Get you details on show times, wait times, park map, and all. Then any and all NBC Universal productions mentioned on today's tour could be purchased at uphe.com or stop by our retail locations for more information. You'll also find some Fandango signs out this way as you exit the tram. Another opportunity and another way you can get to all of the movies involved in the 60th anniversary at home. Otherwise, folks, it looks like we're pulling on into the station right about now. It has been a hot one here today, so make sure you are drinking plenty of water. We got a water refill station by our restrooms. So be sure to fill up those water bottles. Make sure you watch your step as you exit the tram, but please remain seated until they open up those gates. They're going to do one of 2 things. They're going to either wait for this tram next to us to pull forward, or they're going to start opening up the gates with the tram next to us. If that tram is next to us while they open up those gates, just go ahead and exit towards the back of the tram. Otherwise, folks, my name, it was Alec, your driver here. His name was Al. It was an absolute pleasure having you on board the world-famous studio tour. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. as they say in the movie and television biz, that's a wrap. Thanks so much, y'all. Have a great rest of your day.